Now on CoastTV News.
U.S. Army Corps of Engineers working on the West Ocean City harbor entrance when this last round of dredging will wrap up. A rare large tree at the corner of 2 Milton roads. New efforts to save it. Packing up boxes. How much food Mount Air Farms gave to the community ahead of Thanksgiving.
And we're bracing for a cold front that's going to push through our area, bringing with it a chance of scattered showers in our region.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Water and sand dredged up, pumped onto a boat in Ocean City. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf. Thank you for staying up with us after Sunday Night Football. Boaters say the channel leading out of the West Ocean City harbor can easily leave you stuck if you don't know the waterway. But the crew on the dredge Murden is working to clear a safer passage. CoastTV News reporter Kevin Zapay has a hands-on look at what work is being done.
Out near the West Ocean City harbor, Dredge Murden is clearing out the channels. Local fisherman Kerry Harrington says the harbor is just too shallow.
If you get, stuck on a bar, it's a lot of strain on a boat when you've got, 50,000 pounds of fish in the hole.
On Friday, Dredge Murden officially began work near the West Ocean City harbor. The Army Corps of Engineers plans to remove about 5,000 cubic yards of sand and debris from the area, making it deeper and safer for boaters. We spoke with Captain Martin Willis, who described the teamwork required to keep operations running smoothly.
Each person has their job assignment, their role in the whole big picture. We typically keep a 6-person crew, and we have captain, mate, deckhand, engineers.
In July, the Dredge Merit arrived for an emergency clearing near the same area and shooting material 120 feet away from the channel. That was the emergency work, and this has been long planned. But for the Dredge Murden, the process is completely different. Material is sucked into the vessel, and once the boat is full, the crews head miles away to dump the material. And then the process starts all over again.
The murder is the one we want, because that's the one that takes the spoil out and distributes it out on different bars and stuff.
According to Captain Willis, operations will continue through November 25th, but they will take a break for Thanksgiving holiday and then resume their work out near the West Ocean City harbor. I'm Kevin Zapay in Ocean City, CoastTV News.
In July, nearly 8,000 cubic yards of dredged material was removed from 3 priority areas within the inlet channel. So when it's all done, it'll be about 13,000 cubic yards dredged. Now, after that Thanksgiving break, the Army Corps says dredging will resume November 29th. It will stop once the area is at the appropriate depth and cleared for vessel traffic. On Monday, Milford City Council will hear a request to build 39 townhomes on Truett Avenue. The development is called Carlisle Lane. Advocates say it would bring more affordable options to town, but neighbors worry about the traffic.
We don't object to building, we never have, but the fact that they're going to do 39 total units, which ends up being almost 80 people, if not between 80 and 120 people, cars on this very quiet street, is highly objectionable.
It is important to note in August, the Milford Planning Commission voted to recommend the City Council deny the development. So the mayor says because of that, Monday's decision needs a super majority to pass, meaning 6 out of 8 council members must say yes. That's happening 6 p.m. on Monday. Pocomoke City police are searching for a gunman after shots were fired Saturday. Police say around 4:30, officers responded to Bank Street and 6th Street. Investigators say the person you see here fired several rounds at a car, which has been taken in for evidence. Also in Pocomoke, look at this. Early Saturday morning, firefighters rushed to Old Snow Hill Road, where they found a telephone pole snapped in half. Wires down and the pole fell onto the truck you see here. Scary sight, but good news, the driver got out safely. This weekend, about 400 volunteers teamed up with Mount Air Farms to get Thanksgiving meals ready for families across Delmarva. In the annual Thanksgiving for Thousands event, 15,000 boxes were filled with enough food to feed 4 people, including a chicken, stuffing, green beans, and more. Mount Air says in all that will feed 60,000 people right here on the peninsula.
When we all sit down with our families and we enjoy that meal and that fellowship with the people we love, it really puts a smile on my face, and it makes me proud to know that we've possibly allowed other people to have that same opportunity during the holidays, to forget about the stress and the challenges and the hurdles that they have to overcome, and just enjoy the holiday and show thanks for the people that they appreciate and they love.
Mountain Air's boxes are given to more than 200 nonprofits across Delmarva. Those nonprofits then in turn distribute the food. Well, if you live in Ocean View and you saw some smoke this weekend, here is why. The Millville Volunteer Fire Company says a big pile of wood chips caused a brush fire near Bay Forest. That neighborhood, firefighters say there were a lot of smoke, a lot of steam, but nobody was hurt and no property was damaged. People in Milton gathered Saturday to attempt to save a historic southern pecan tree. Organizers say about 40 people, you see some of them here, gathered to collect fallen pecans and raise awareness. This is the tree in question, over 100 feet tall and 100 years old, environmentalists say, at the corner of Route 16 and Union Street, where Arroyo Farms is slated to go. Protesters say the tree should stay even if it impacts the new gas station.
At 120 years, it's been here longer than anybody else in Milton. I don't know of any people that have been here 120 years.
Fleming says 900 people have signed a petition to protect the tree. Copies are being sent to Royal Farms, Delaware's governor, and DelDOT. Monday morning on Coast TV News, new data on Maryland's climate, what October's numbers mean for the state. And then coming up Monday evening, the new bypass in Millsboro, how businesses say it's affecting them. Tune in to Coast TV News.
We have a bit of rain, a warming trend before we get to Thanksgiving, but after that, the temperatures really tank.
And after that, marijuana in Sussex County, that and other top stories from this week on Delmarva you may have missed. Don't go anywhere. We're back in just 60 seconds.
I think the challenge of this week is going to be that Monday is probably going to be the best looking weather day that we'll have going into this holiday week, believe it or not. Thanksgiving's not looking too shabby, but the day after Thanksgiving, ooh, whoa. Hold on to your hat and your coat, by the way, for the record. Now, currently, we are definitely in the midst of the chill. I mean, we're at 39 degrees and it's constantly dropping even as we speak for us right now. And the temperature is going to be in the low 40s as of right now. Now, as you take a look at what's happening with our temperatures for the last 24 hours, we're about where we were. Now, that was a flaw on that observation. The dew point temperature is not higher than the air temperature. The air temperature is 39. The dew point temperature is not working properly, for those nerds that are paying attention. All right, here we go. We're at 40 degrees for us in Redden as well as Georgetown, Millsboro, and going into Dagsboro. We're at 39 degrees for us actually in Ocean Pines. And so the chill is definitely in full effect for us at this point. Now, we also have the winds. It's starting to pick up a little momentum, at least sticking around and staying a little bit on the blustery side for tonight going into like Monday. And we'll stop at about 6 o'clock in the morning for the folks that are over on the Cambridge side that tune us in. Now, on the other side of the peninsula, where most of us are located, we're looking at the wind still staying a little bit vibrant until about, let's say, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Talking about 25-mile-per-hour winds for Lewis, Rehoboth Beach, all the beaches that are facing the Atlantic Ocean. Overall, still quiet, but increasing cloud cover for tomorrow. Now, we'll start off sunny. For example, for your runner's forecast, you might want to dress in layers, but we're going to have temperatures staying in the 30s as soon as the sun comes up. But we'll click over into the 40s pretty quickly. Fortunately, the winds are going to be coming out of the southwest, so that's going to help with it feeling a little bit better. But keep in mind, the winds are going to be swirling in some areas that are going to be coming out of the northwest, but we'll have 54 degrees, for example, in Cambridge, 56 in Vienna, 54 for us in Federalsburg. We're going to warm to 54 degrees in Pocomoke City, but we'll go up to 56 in Ocean City as well as Chincoteague. Along the coast, we are expecting for the winds to continue to push out of the northwest, temperatures in the 50s. Now, when you look at these 50s, take it with a grain of salt. A lot of salt, because it's going to feel more like 43 instead of 53, 44 instead of 54, and that's at the peak of the day, the warmest part of the day. So you're still going to need to dress in layers. And then here comes that rain for Tuesday. All that green you saw, that was dancing on the screen for you for Tuesday going into Tuesday evening, and it may last going into Wednesday morning. But here's the catch. The catch is that it's not going to produce much rain. Now, we may have a touch more so between Milton, let's say Lewis, right in that area right there. But other than that, we're looking for maybe maybe a quarter of an inch of rain, because this massive amount of rain is going to pull through rapidly and pull out of the way, and it won't have a chance to dump a tremendous amount of rain on top of us while it's paying us a visit. By the way, your Turkey Day forecast, I'm looking at more cold conditions than anything else. We're going to start off probably in the 30s, lower 30s, feeling like the 20s, believe it or not. And for Thanksgiving, we'll warm maybe into to the upper 40s. And then the day after Thanksgiving, if you're going to go on that big shopping day, okay, cue the villain music. Here we go. 29 degrees, 7 o'clock. But with the winds, it's going to probably feel like 20 even. It's between you and I. Finally, here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Yeah, we're going to be really cold after Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Paul. From new legislation to progress on Delaware's first medical school, here's the stories you may have missed this week on Delmarva. Charlie Sakaitis has our week in review.
Monday, Thomas Jefferson University out of Philadelphia and the state of Delaware agreed to a memorandum of understanding to bring the first 4-year medical program to the state. The partnership is tied to Governor Matt Meyer's application for $1 billion through the Federal Rural Health Transformation Program. Tuesday, the Sussex County Council voted to change retail marijuana store zoning rules. Retail weed stores can now be built in C2 medium commercial as well as C3 heavy commercial districts. The new rule allows retail weed stores to open within a half-mile outside of a city or town. That boundary was previously at 3 miles. Wednesday, Delaware Governor Matt Meyer signed a bill to help dodge a projected $400 million funding gap over the next several years. This legislation would separate Delaware's tax code from upcoming federal changes. Put simply, the bill would let the state phase in some tax benefits for businesses over several years instead of paying them out all at once. Thursday, CoastTV reported on new monitors installed along the coast. They are going to help prepare for flooding. DelDOT says these new weather station monitors can warn people of rising water quickly. And Friday, crews resumed a dredging project near the West Ocean City Harbor. The Army Corps of Engineers will clear out more than 5,000 cubic yards of material to clear the way for boaters. For your Week in Review, I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
If you are heading over the Bay Bridge for Thanksgiving, the Maryland Transportation Authority wants you to plan ahead. Officials say two-way traffic might help ease delays, but it's all dependent on weather and westbound traffic. On Tuesday, head out before 1 p.m. or after 8. Wednesday, before 9 or after 7. As for Turkey Day, anytime before 10 or after 3. We have the exact times to travel after the holiday up right now on our website and app. For those flying, the FAA expects this year's Thanksgiving travel to be the busiest in 15 years. More than 52,000 flights are predicted for Tuesday ahead of the holiday. And the TSA expects Sunday after Thanksgiving to be one of its busiest travel days ever. As airports get busier, a TSA spokesperson says about 90% of the workers have received back pay now that the government shutdown is over. The rest will receive their back pay Monday. TSA says they think all in all 18 million people will be screened Thanksgiving week. And it's not just travel. A record number of people are expected to spend the upcoming Thanksgiving weekend shopping. According to the National Retail Federation, nearly 187 people will be shopping from Thanksgiving through Cyber Monday. That's an increase of 3 million shoppers, 187 million total from last year. That was the previous record. Dover police have arrested a man they say accidentally shot and killed another man. Police say Kenneth Collins was negligently handling a gun at a Courtside Drive apartment, causing it to fire and strike the other man. Police say Collins is barred from having guns because of a prior felony. The price of pumping gas going up. How much more fuel will cost you on Delmarva? Ahead on Thanksgiving travel, that is still to come on CoastTV News. Millions of Americans will be hitting the roads this week for Thanksgiving, and drivers can expect gas to be more expensive, but pretty much the same as last year. The average price for a gallon of gas is about $3.16 a gallon nationwide. That's 4 cents up from the last 2 weeks, but it is 11 cents lower than it was a month ago. Here on Delmarva, we're actually below average, which is a good thing in this case. According to AAA, in Delaware, the average price is just over $3. Same in Maryland, a tick higher than Delaware, though. Virginia, though, is the cheapest gas on the peninsula, just $2.95 a gallon. Several world leaders are meeting in Switzerland after the conclusion of the G20 summit in South Africa to discuss global economic and political issues. Also being discussed on the sidelines are a U.S. plan for peace between Ukraine and Russia. While President Donald Trump did not attend this year's G20 summit, U.S. diplomats are scheduled to meet with Ukrainian officials and some European leaders on Monday. Jen Sullivan reports on the latest talks to end the war in Ukraine.
Smoke fills the air as Ukrainian emergency crews try to put out the flames ignited by the latest Russian strike. At least 33 people were killed Wednesday, including 6 children in the city of Ternopil, one of the deadliest attacks in western Ukraine since Russia's February 2022 invasion. After nearly 4 years of war, there's mounting pressure from leaders around the world for peace.
I would like to get to peace. It should have happened a long time ago. The Ukraine war with Russia should have never happened.
The Trump administration has put together a 28-point peace plan. According to the draft, they've given Ukraine until Thursday to accept the proposal, which includes provisions like Ukraine having to give up territory that Russia illegally annexed, giving up ambitions to join NATO, and at least some Russian sanctions to be lifted. The plan is widely seen as favoring Russia's demands.
We're talking about serious international crime, the crime of aggression. We have the perpetrator and we have the victim, and the victim should not be punished.
As global leaders meet in Switzerland, many are also slamming the U.S.'s proposal.
Ukraine must have the freedom and sovereign right to choose its own destiny.
Ending the war between Ukraine and Russia has been a focal point of Trump's presidency. Since taking the Oval Office a second time, he's had numerous talks with both Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky and Russia's President Vladimir Putin. Sunday, Ukrainian officials met with Secretary of State Marco Rubio to discuss their plans.
I want to confirm that we have a very productive first session.
On Monday, European leaders will also join their talks. I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
After the break here on Coast TV News, working out in a weighted vest. A physical therapist breaks down if the trend is actually functional or healthy. After that, marching bands and balloons, an exclusive look at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Up next on Coast TV News. The Washington State Health Department reports a person has died from complications from a bird flu strain that has never before been reported in people. Authorities say the patient was an older adult with underlying health conditions. The individual was in a hospital undergoing treatment for the bird flu when they died. Now, this is the first reported case of bird flu in a person in the U.S. in 9 months, and this is only the second death ever reported from the virus. The CDC says the risk of a person contracting bird flu, though, it still remains very low. Well, it's a popular trend. Fitness enthusiasts are turning towards weighted vests as a way to enhance exercise. But an expert says carrying too much weight could lead to injury. Mandy Gaither gets a physical therapist to weigh in on whether you should wear a weighted vest.
It's a way to step up your workouts. Weighted vests make the body work a little harder so it can burn more calories. But should you wear one?
I would say certainly, yeah, why not?
Physical therapist Chris Kolba with the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center says that weighted vests can help you reach fitness goals, but he says you do need to be careful. Piling on heavy weights too quickly can lead to problems.
It's much better to start out with smaller weights, shorter distances if you're talking about walking with a weighted vest. And build up your tolerance.
Before turning to the vest, Kolba suggests doing some core strengthening and general exercise using body weight. He says that can help build a foundation for added weights.
And the stronger your core is, the better you're going to tolerate that extra load.
After that, Kolba says not to start out with a vest that exceeds 5 to 10% of your body weight, depending on your size. Instead, he says to add to the challenge by increasing the speed or distance of the walk or run. Adding hills and flat land for intervals can also help.
Don't get too aggressive. Don't get too overexcited, and don't progress your weight too fast.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
The physical therapist says listen to your body. If you start to feel pain, reduce the weight of your vest and use it less often, or shorten the distance you're going. And if the pain persists, see a doctor. This Thursday is all about family, turkey, and football, but it starts with the magic of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade right here on Coast TV. Mark Barger gives an early look ahead.
Welcome to the party.
This time last year,
Don't make us cry, Mark.
Savannah Guthrie and Hoda Kotb were bracing
And I've tried not to think about it being our last one together.
for a bittersweet
There he is, my old pal Tom Turkey.
Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Hoda's on the naughty list for leaving us.
But surprise, surprise, this Thursday, Hoda is back.
Listen, we must have been very, very good because we asked Santa for Hoda back for the parade, and we're getting her.
That's right. She's gift wrapped. We're going to open up that present Thursday morning.
She's never looked better.
Al Roker will again be along the 2.5-mile parade route, and the co-host will reunite for the event's 99th edition.
Don't go anywhere, guys. We're getting ready for a big parade.
To be a part of it every year, we're thrilled. I think that's one of the reasons why Hoda wanted to come back. I mean, when you have this opportunity to be part of something that's so legendary, that's a date you always want to keep.
Cynthia Erivo's opening performance will be one of 26 during the parade, including the voices of K-pop demon hunters, Huntrix.
The parade, we like to say, is the largest variety show on television and through the streets of New York City.
11 marching bands will add to that show, along with 27 floats and 65 inflatables, including the debut of Buzz Lightyear.
We look forward to bringing the spectacle, bringing the surprise, bringing the moments, and just ultimately just bringing the joy.
That kicks off the holiday season. Mark Barger, NBC Entertainment.
Coverage of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade begins at 8:30 a.m. right here on Coast TV. After the break, as we take a live look outside one final time, we have a final check on your forecast after this. It is time for the Bless Our Children campaign. Every year, our whole team here at Draper Media works to make the holidays brighter for children across Delmarva. The money you give goes to local charities who buy presents, and here's a little bit more about Bless Our Children.
It's the time of year when we want to see our children's faces light up with joy in this season of giving.
But you know what? For many families on Delmarva, that's going to be tough to do. That's why Bless Our Children campaign raises money to help make the holidays brighter for local children.
All of the money you donate goes to nonprofit organizations right here on Delmarva, which assist families in need.
You can send your donation in a holiday card, and over the next few weeks, we'll read many of them on the air.
Every penny, every single one you give helps kids right here on Delmarva because WBOC covers all administrative costs.
We're also asking businesses to help bless our children by accepting the Shell Brothers Challenge of donating at least $1,000. As our thank you, we'll list your business name on the Shell Brothers Honor Roll in order of amount given in increments of $1,000.
You can donate by sending a check or money order to the address on your screen, or you can use your credit card online at blessourchildren.org.
On behalf of everyone here,
thank you for helping make the holidays brighter for children on Delmarva.
Bless Our Children is administered by the Draper Holdings Charitable Foundation.
All right, so in Salisbury, we're at 39 degrees right now, and we're going to have temperatures staying in the upper 30s to low 40s for the rest of the night, but still going to stay a little bit breezy in some isolated pockets with the active small craft advisory that's in effect, watching out for 25-mile-per-hour winds. Monday's going to probably be the pick day of the week, believe it or not. Sunshine on Monday, cloudy on Tuesday with a chance of rain developing Tuesday night, going into Wednesday for Chincoteague as well as Assateague. But the good news is the temperatures will continue to go up during that time frame from 53 to 62, for example, Ocean City. Fenwick Island from 54 to 64 within that 3-day period. And we're looking for a 3-day span of warming up, but more so in the way of rain for us Tuesday and Wednesday for Lewis as well as Rehoboth Beach. But we will be into the mid or, get this, upper 60s by Wednesday. That's why the drop in temperature is going to be so dramatic, by the way. Oh, and just in case you were wondering, we're 4 days away from Thanksgiving, 28 from first day of winter, 32 from Christmas and 38 from New Year's. Keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line. Your forecast is just a call away, sponsored by the law offices of Brockstead, Mendelis, and Federico. And then finally, here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. And the reason why I'm making a big hubbub about it is that because by the time we get past Thanksgiving, I mean, we're looking at temperatures escalating into the upper 60s. It's going to be near 70. And actually, I believe, yeah, we're going to go to near 70 just before Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's going to zap us back a little back into where we should go. And then we drop down to like 20-something. From 70 to 20-something. That's a 50-degree drop.
It makes me think of that thing in math that used to go up.
Oh, that's the sine cosine wave. Yeah.
That's what we're,
that's
like we're doing.
That's exactly what that is.
Right
and we're going to be cosigning some really cold weather here pretty soon.
I know it's late November and we should expect that, but
Yeah, but even for a meteorologist, that's a little bit much.
Are we thinking snow at all?
Yeah, there's a possibility.
Are you serious?
Yeah. It's a hint of it right now. It's a little long. Yeah, it's a possibility.
Okay, well, stay tuned for that. And hey, we now know the names of the 2 turkeys who will be pardoned, Gobble and Waddle. Those were the names picked in an online poll operated by the First Lady's office. The birds are coming from North Carolina, and they're typically pardoned the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. Gobble and Waddle.
Gobble and Waddle. Weren't they the turkeys that got caught faking their #1 hit? Oh, that's Milli Vanilli, my bad.
You can put that in the poll for next year, Paul.
I'll do that.
All right. Well, hey, thank you, Paul. And thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News after Sunday Night Football.
And for more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
We will see you in just a few hours. Coast TV News Today starts at 5.
Have a great day. Good night.